My second channel, World War III update. Well, the Americans are moving their so-called military assets into strategical positions. And we're talking about heavy stuff. As you know, on that certain island, which is 4,000 miles away from Iran, there is a whole series of hardware, military hardware. We're talking about 7 B-52, no, B-2 bombers, stealth. They are nuclear capacity. And the Asian stock markets, they crashed this morning after the announcement of Liberation Day of Trump. That means putting tariffs on certain quarters of the world at certain percentages. It looks like 34% in certain countries was a bit heavy. And like I did mention in the other video, it's not going to make industry come back instantly in America. Probably someone will bring something to avoid these things. Like Rolls-Royce was the talk about that. What makes engines for airplanes probably make go in America to avoid these tariffs. There are some companies are reopening their closed factories due to this thing in America, but we'll need some time to do so. China is one of those countries which had a tariff of 34% slapped on. People got to know 90% of our stuff comes from China. If you make it more expensive and you're thinking to encourage your local industry to thrive and develop, you need time. And obviously you have to deal with a whole series of logistic questions, like where you're going to get materials from, where you're going to choose a location for it, and you've got to take in consideration the labour costs, which in Europe is pretty high for employers, and obviously the cost of living is more higher than the wages which workers receive. And obviously there are crises in Europe regarding the motor industry or anything which is wheels, basically. The only thing which is probably going is military contracts, tanks, planes, drones, whatever, ammunition, which there is a slow, not a radical reconversion into it, but a slow conversion. Like I have emphasised, you have heard about the Volkswagen due to the Green Deal, which didn't work with no one. They want to sell electric cars, and afterwards want to make it mandatory that people buy it. And they were too expensive. The punters, they want petrol and diesel cars. And obviously these factories which are idled will be converted into military production. Volkswagen will be making tanks, believe it or not. And there's word out, Casino Alfa Romeo over Stellantis, they will be producing tanks as well. It's a bit of a tradition of the Fiat making tanks. Second World War, basically. And obviously the mismanagement of these companies sounds like it's been done deliberately to make things crash. Always a part of the Great Reset. Crash everything and build upon. Because the new industry is robotics and artificial intelligence and automation. Therefore requires less human intervention in various industrial and assembly procedures.